All right, I have over here my nail in pink and white. And the first step would be applying the foundation, the flawless foundation. I already did apply the flawless foundation. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply my white gel color polish where the white it is. And I'm not gonna apply too much. So it's gonna be a thin coat. Now for you that haven't tried our Gel-Egance gel polishes, you have to. Because our Gel-Egance polishes, they don't shrink. They apply very nice and smooth. They're very high in pigmentation. And as you see, all what I'm doing is just following what I had before, previously. They're very high in pigmentation. They apply very nice and smooth. They have really nice coverage. And of course, we have a wide variety of colors. Now I'm gonna take my first color, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna splash them in different areas where I apply my white. But I'm not gonna do a huge slab, just small amounts of color on the areas where you think is where you want that particular color. For this technique, when you're choosing colors, take in consideration that they look good together. If you think that there is a color that doesn't go with it, just don't apply it. And I am applying small amounts of each one of the color that I have chose. It's very important that your base, if it was white, that you apply again the white, and it looks crazy. But wait till you see what it's gonna look like when we finish. I'm gonna put a little bit of this one over here, I use the Couture, I use Dorothy, I use My Love, I use the Street Style, and I definitely use In My Heart. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my gel brush, and it has to be the gel brush because of the point, and it's gonna make it much easier. And I'm gonna start tapping the colors into each other. Very simple. Here was white, and look how I am just diminishing. You're gonna clean every time that you are in an area. See, when I bring this color into the other, it just transforms. If you have to use your clean, because we want to be sure that we have clean pigmentation in this technique. So it looks like aquarelle. So here we go. There was white in there, and when I tap it, look how it's diffused. That color creating an awesome effect. So I'm going up here, bringing it. I got my shiny color over here, and that one I want it to be that you can see it, okay? So I'm not gonna tap that one too much, just a little bit, so I can leave that shine. Keep going down, keep touching the color. Don't forget to clean. You have to create a beautiful effect. There we go. Look how gorgeous start to look. Bring it into the red, bring the red into the dark color. And here we have the orange. I want the orange to show. So I tap it, but I won't tap it too much so it doesn't disappear on me. And I'm going to my last part, which is the end of the nail. And over here I have like a blind spot. It's like a blank spot. And I want to bring in there some color. So I'm gonna touch. Over here, I need to break this spot over here, so I bring it up. And I'm gonna clean the smile. I wanna be sure that every color is clean. My smile looks beautiful. And I already have my free edge. Now, I'm gonna do also another one over here, and as you see, there's nothing, so I'm gonna take my white. And I'm gonna start creating like a V. That's what I wanted. I want a V. So apply the color over there, and you don't have to worry too much because since the surface has been sealed, if you think that you have to clean anything, you just come with a brush and just clean it to be sure that you have that nice V. Now start applying little bits of the colors that you use on the bottom, not much because it's in a small area, but we want to be sure that we apply all the colors. This is one of my favorite color, is the purple, but the purple, when you tap it, it will give you this beautiful tone. You'll love it. And my dark one over here, because I need my dark. You saw that I used dark over here, but you don't see nothing dark because the technique is so generous and so beautiful. There we go. Now I'm going to start doing exactly the same thing. I want to be sure that the brush is clean, and I'm going to start tapping over here. Clean the brush. Tap. Clean the brush. Bring one color into the other. Bring it together. See, with this technique, you are the one who control the design. With the other, when you do it with acrylic paints or when you do it with the watercolors, you don't control the design. The design is being controlled by the color, by the colors that you're using. But over here, you are the one who does all the control. If I have my triangle went off the way, I just clean it. I'm going to put a little bit more of white over here. And I'm going to tap here because I want to be sure that I have that sharp edge right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cure the nail into my UV light for 2 minutes. But if I'm using an LED, it would be cured for 1 minute. Okay, now that it's completely cured, what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal the nail with my matte gel, because I'm going to be working with sand. And if you work with sand, you want to be sure that the sand goes just on the design, not all over the nail. If you want it all over the nail, because that's exactly what your design is all about, it's perfect. But if it's not, you need to seal, cure the nail, and then proceed with the sand. Now I'm going to cure for 2 minutes on UV and 1 minute under LED. All right, so it's completely cured. I already cleaned the surface with my Clean It, and I'm ready for the design. Now, this can be just like that, looks beautiful. But let's go a little bit farther than that. I'm going to use my long striper and look on the tile as I put a little bit of my gel art paint white, and I'm dragging the brush so I can have enough to do the lines. And I'm going to come over here, starting from the top, all the way to the center. Stop. Load the brush again. Come from the other corner, all the way to the center, right there. Beautiful. This brush is your best friend when it comes to lines, long lines, and especially with gel paint. Okay, so now what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to follow exactly the same shape of my free edge. Coming to the center, go to the other side. The brush gives you total control because the gel sticks to the nail and it's not going to move nowhere. There we go. My center over here, if I need to finish, I'm going to finish right there. And that's it. All right, so now I'm going to take my bold striper And I want to be sure that the point is completely sharp. So I'm going to clean the brush, sharpening that point. And I'm going to take a little bit, and look how small amount it is, of the gel art paint. And I'm going to come over here from this corner, and I'm going to swing again, making a nice line. Now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to make like a C. Bring it from one side to the other, right there. And now on this area, I'm going to twist. So I have my first area completely covered. Now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I did on the other one. All right. Complete it from one side to the other. There we go. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to bring it down, taking my paint, and do exactly the same thing that I did on this area. So you see, I'm going to go little by little. I'm not going to stress myself. Now I'm going to take a little bit more, and I'm going to press, and I'm going to bring it up. Second one, I'm going to press and pull it up. And I'm going to do one more. I'm going to press here and then bring it up. If I want to emphasize a little bit more this area, I can do it now. And this is the whole design. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle the sand. I'm going to bring the sand over here. And I'm going to sprinkle all over the whole design. Tap the excess of the sand. If you have to sprinkle again, you sprinkle. Tap the excess. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the design to cure for 2 minutes on UV, 1 minute under LED. Okay, so now that my nail is completely cured, I'm going to dust the excess of the sand. And look how beautiful it's already. It's looking great. So now we are going to finish the design by adding the stones. So in order for me to stick those stones, I'm going to take into the mat the finished, the top coat, and I'm going to put it on the area where I'm going to be putting the stones. And with the use of my brush, I'm going to start with the big one now. The big one is going to be right there, right on the center. And following the tiny ones all the way to the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the stones one by one. You can put it whatever place, and then you line it up. There we go. Now push it there. Line them up. Depending how long is the nail that you're doing or the space that you have is the amount of stones that you're going to be placing. Now, but be sure that you place the same amount of stones in one side just like in the other side. Now, this one doesn't want to come to play. There we go. So we have 4 and 4. I'm gonna cure under the lamp. Again, if you're using an UV for 2 minutes, and if you're using an LED for 1 minute, and the design will be completely finished. Now, this is completely cured. It's being cleaned with a Clean It, and this is the result of the design. Look how beautiful it looks. The stones with the sand on this beautiful background of aquarelle.